Drew from Fighting Evolved. This week's video is on the jab. So in the last couple weeks I've had several different students come up to me and say, hey coach, I'm having some issues with the jab. What do you think is the best type of jab for me to use? Well, let me preface this by saying there's dozens of jabs. They're all legitimate. They're all viable techniques. From all my years of training in different boxing gyms over the last 20, 30 years, the one consistent thing is if you go to 4 different boxing gyms, chances are you're going to learn 4 different jabs. That's just the nature of the beast. So what I'm going to do today is show you the 5 highest percentage jabs and some of the basic principles behind those, and I think you're going to find they're going to be able to utilize all of these jabs during your sparring sessions. Alright, first jab, and the most simplistic, is the probe. Your opponent is within range, so I can reach him from here. I don't need to step, I don't need to twist, I don't need to make any other type of auxiliary movement. I can reach my opponent from this position. The most important thing, and this applies to all jabs, regardless of the technique, the hand always moves first. If you can figure this out, and you can drill this and become comfortable with it, and make this your own, you're going to find that you land a lot more jabs in sparring because you're not telegraphing the technique. So it's very important that if I'm getting ready to jab, that I don't move my shoulder, I don't move the elbow, I don't step, I don't make any type of small cue that's going to telegraph my movement. If I give my opponent a 100th of a second or a 1,000th of a second advantage, that's the difference between me scoring and not scoring. So the first jab, the probe, straight up, straight back. Most important thing is the hand moves first, that I don't cue this with my body. The second jab, it's a stepping jab. I'm going to take a full step and use this to close distance. When I step, I lead with my front leg, and I make sure that my foot and my hand are landing at the same time. That is very important, that they're coordinated. If my foot leaves first, I'm going to telegraph the punch. If the foot is behind the jab, I'm going to be off balance and not have any power and not be able to regain my stance. So it's very important that my hand and foot work together. The rear foot will simply follow, simply replace and follow. The third jab, half step and jab. So now I want to get in, but I want to stay out of my opponent's range as much as possible. Half step and jab. My rear foot stays fixed to the ground. Make that half step and right back out. Half step and right back out. What's very important here, if I make this half step and I'm slow, and we're in MMA situation, if my opponent throws a kick, it's going to take me a long time to be able to get my shield up. If I make my half step and extend myself and my opponent shoots for a single, I'm going to have a hard time sprawling. So it's very important if you're going to utilize the half step that you're in and out. You can't take a lot of time here. Okay, number 4, the low jab. So the low jab's one I use a lot when I'm sparring, just to change levels, mix it up a little bit. I actually drop down, hit, and come right back up. So you're going to lower your level and right back up. Lower the level and right back up. It's not uncommon to lower that level, jab, come right back up with a high jab. Could be a high jab, low jab, high jab. I'm going to mix that up. So now I'm changing levels and mixing all of that in. Okay, now we're going to look at the 5th jab. 5th jab is the pump jab. This is a jab that you can use to push your opponent back on his heels, get him shuffling back so that he can't set his feet and strike. If he's moving back, he can't strike. If he does, he's not going to have any power, and it allows you to set up a big right hand. You actually pump that jab forward and come in with your rear hand. It could be 2, 3, 4, 5, however many pumps you need to actually drive him back. So you can move in, gain your entry, pop, 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 pop. Over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. Alright, that concludes the jab video. The reason I chose these 5 jabs is I have a very high percentage with them. They're jabs that I've found over the years work with almost all opponents. I know a lot of you that are watching these videos, some may be Thai boxing background, some may have an MMA background, some may be pure boxers. Some of you may be a Kali or a Wing Chun guy. These are jabs that I've found, regardless of the system that I'm sparring against, that I've been very successful with. So again, experiment with all 5, take 1 or 2, integrate them in your next sparring session, see how you do, then take another 1 or 2, integrate them in the next sparring session, and see if you can't mix them up. When you're sparring in a gym, on a mat, in a cage, in a ring, having versatility and being unpredictable is very important. If a guy can't get a beat on you, can't figure out your timing and your rhythm, you're setting the cadence of the fight, you're utilizing a lot of odd angles and unique jabs, you're going to find it opens up your entire game. All right, guys. Questions, comments, concerns, post below. Till next week, train hard, train smart, train for a lifetime.